Welcome, friends, to the channel Classy Frugality. My name is Tanya, and I'm so glad you decided to join me today. Well, on today's video, we're going to talk about fighting frugal fatigue. It's a real thing. Sometimes we get tired of being frugal and there are things we want to buy. I'm going to give you some practical tips to use to get through that, to help you get over that hump. Then we're going to rejuvenate some Mother's Day flowers. It's been a little bit since Mother's Day happened, but I still have some flowers and they're looking a little peaked, so I think I can still get some life out of them. Finally, we're going to do a little bit of decorating on the back porch and we're going to set out some bird feed. So let's get started. Frugal fatigue. We've all been there. We've all experienced it. I experience it from time to time. Sometimes some aspects of being frugal take a lot of thought. You have to put a lot of effort and extra time into being frugal. You have to put extra preparation into your money saving efforts. And sometimes you're tired. Sometimes you're sick even, and you don't feel like cooking from scratch or whatever that may be. Sometimes you just see something and you want to buy it. You see people's vacation pictures on Facebook and you want to go. Let's talk about some practical solutions to beating frugal burnout. Number one, let's say you're wanting to eat out. You're tired, you've spent a long day at work, you've spent a long day at the doctor's office, whatever your day looked like. Maybe you're just sick. Maybe you don't feel like doing a whole lot. Frozen pizza. I always keep a frozen pizza in my freezer, usually one that I've bought on sale. I just got one at Kroger the other day. The DiGiorno Rising Crust pizzas, which are normally like $5.99 at Kroger. Yeah, they're normally like $6. I had a $3 off coupon for that. So $5.99 minus $3, I got that DiGiorno pizza for $2.99. And so I'm going to keep it in the freezer when I don't feel like cooking, I'm tired, whatever. We'll just pop that in. I will resist the temptation to stop by a restaurant drive-through after work, go pick up a bucket of chicken or whatever to bring home for supper. We'll have that DiGiorno frozen pizza, and that'll be good. You may not like pizza, pick something else. Maybe have you some cans of soup in the cabinet already, some cans of ravioli, something quick, canned fruit, anything that you can quickly open up, heat up, and have on the table in just a few minutes. Okay, number two, keep a running list of activities. Right now, a lot of people are starting to put pictures of vacations already. They've had spring break vacations. They're getting ready for summer vacations. They're putting those photos on social media. And, I have to admit, it's very tempting to me, even though I'm not much of a traveler. Those photos look like people are just having all kinds of fun. They're getting away, they're relaxing, they're resting. And for some people, it would make you want to run out, take out a personal loan or put a trip on a credit card, get away, go somewhere. I want you to already have a list made. I actually have some activities that I printed out for different things to do, but have you a list made of alternative activities to do instead of spending thousands of dollars going on a vacation that you may or may not even enjoy. So think of a variety of things, from the smallest to the largest. Think of things you can do right at home. I'm sure y'all have heard the term staycation. I personally like that concept. I'm a bit of a homebody anyway, but have an established, written down set of things that you can do, and make sure that you have the supplies for those things, because you don't want to look on the list, pick something and go find, oh, we don't have that board game anymore, or our badminton net is dry rotted now and it won't work, or our basketball has a hole in it. So think of things and make sure you have the activities, the items to back it up. So you'll want a list of things to do at home. Maybe that involves crafts or games inside, a list of favorite movies. You'll want to have supplies like popcorn on hand if you have, if you eat stuff like that. You'll want outdoor activities to do too. Just a variety of different stuff. Then taking the next step, maybe you could have stuff ready for an outing to the park. Make it fun. Get some festive looking paper plates or whatever from Walmart or Dollar Tree or the Dollar General, whatever. Get you something that makes it feel festive. I've always wanted to get some of that, like the Aloha Party supplies that they carry at Dollar Tree. I always thought that looked so cool and festive. I thought it would be fun to have a party with that. Hey, there's an idea. Have a little backyard luau. Get you some grass skirts. Get some of those tiki torches. So home, park for a picnic, local walking trails, library even. Even then, if you wanted to make it like a day trip, look up different destinations in your state. I was looking online, and my mother and sister and I have always enjoyed Fort Boonesborough. That's a historic location in our state. It's, I guess Daniel Boone actually lived there, and it was a fort, and they do reenactments, and they dress in the costumes like they would have had back then, and they have all sorts of events. So they're having an event coming up, and we're all interested in going to that, and it's totally free. All it would cost us would be, a tank of gas to drive there, and probably whatever food. And they have picnic shelters there, so we'll probably take a picnic lunch to go to that. Anyway, just some ideas to get you thinking. With social media, these days it's even easier than ever to think of activities and locate free things to do just by looking. So always, think of alternatives. Always keep you a list when you're tempted with vacations and trips. Okay. Number 3, I want you to, if you get tempted to spend money, review your goals. If you've established different goals for things you want to purchase, maybe bills you want to pay off, go review those goals. When you get tired of being frugal, remind yourself of why you're being frugal. You need to know the whys. Are you wanting to be debt-free? Are you wanting to pay something off so maybe that you can go afford something nice? You need to know why, and you need to remind yourself of that. Put it up somewhere if you want to, where you can see it. Put it, on the back of your closet door or in your closet. When you're getting ready for work in the mornings, you can see it. But always remind yourself of why you're doing it. Number 4, you get tired of being frugal? Take a look at your bills. Take a look at your bills. I hate to say it's sort of a scare tactic, but it kind of is. Next time you're tempted to spend money, go look in your bill. I keep mine in a binder, and I keep them logged down, and then I keep a separate check register and that. I have pockets for this and that. I always know the status of my bills. I always know what's been paid, what hasn't been paid. It doesn't do you any favors to ignore a bill. It'll keep coming back. It'll keep rearing its head up if you don't do something about it. So do what you can with bill, even unexpected bills. Hopefully you'll have an emergency savings set up for that. But if you don't, at least know where all your bills are. Keep them in one spot. That way you can keep up with the status. And if you get tempted to spend money, remember why you're not doing it. You want to keep on top of these bills. All right, finally, number 5. Now this tip's going to sound like it contradicts all the other 4 tips that I have just given you, but trust me, it's not contradictory. It's sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes we just need to. And that is give in to it. Yeah, you heard me right. Give in to the desire to spend that money. But don't do so recklessly. Don't just be haphazard about it and just go out and, I want this brand new, I can't even think of anything expensive right now. TVs aren't expensive, whatever it is, don't just recklessly go out and get it. I do want you to have a little fun money. Budget a little bit of fun money, whatever you feel comfortable with. $5, $10. Keep that tucked away. Keep it tucked away to where you can't just readily grab it. But rather in a spot to where you can access that if you do see something that you just can't live without. So sometimes you just need stuff. Dollar Tree is one of my weaknesses. So I try to stay out of there as much as I can, which leads me into tip number 6. If you know you have the tendency to experience frugal burnout, don't tempt yourself. Remove the temptation. It's like with any other thing, whether a person is, addicted to alcohol or gambling or anything, food. Try to remove the temptation. Just don't go to your stores of choice. Just don't go. Stop at that yard sale. Don't go to that thrift store. I know it's hard. It's hard. Set yourself a certain day or time and limit yourself a little bit. And you can still stay on track with your goals. But I hope those 6 tips are helpful to you. I've had to use every one of them at one point or another, because I tell you what, sometimes you get tired. I don't want to act like frugality is just a breeze all the time. It's sort of like people who like they like to do their makeup and they like to do their hair and they won't hardly ever go out unless they've done that. I'm sure those people even get tired of that too. So put some of those tips into action and see if that can help you out. All right, let's get outside. I got some beautiful flowers from my son for Mother's Day, and it's been a little bit since Mother's Day. Some of these have wilted already. Some of them got a little bit of mold on them, but I think I can save some of these, and so that's what we're going to try. Let's just get these out of here. And you can see how dirty and dingy that water is. I'm just going to dash this out. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start trimming these. And I think I'm going to have to trim up so far that I'm probably not going to be able to use that anymore. So we'll probably select a different container. Now, I have found, okay, I'm no florist, but I've found that if I cut off these extra leaves and I cut the bottom stem at an angle like that, see how much I cut off? If you cut it at an angle, the water can get in there a little bit better. Let's hope this is not too far gone, but I think it'll help extend their life a little bit. They were too pretty still to throw away. They still had a lot of good color in them, so I'm going to see how they do. And I'm going to try to cut all these the same, so just an angle with that. Cut the extra leaves off. Any kind of sticks and stems we got going on. Anytime it's got extra leaves on it, it takes more energy, I think, for the flowers to stay alive. So I just trim them off. These, I think, all of them are too far gone except for this one. So I'm just going to remove these. Just cut them right off there. Leaves him. Put it with these. Okay. And I'll just sprinkle these all on my garden when I'm done. And these are all still pretty decent. See all that? See the mold that comes on there? We don't want that. We'll remove that. Okay. Good. That looks good. Now, I'll clean all this up and I'll bring another container out. I tell you all the time to save your jars. This right here was a little bread and butter pickle jar that I saved. I washed it. I have filled it with cold, clean water. We're just going to stick them in here. And that good cold water, I think this one needs to be trimmed a little more. Just a little more. There we go. That water doesn't have as far to travel now up those stems, and that should prolong the life really well for these little flowers. Should at least get a few more days out of them. And I just got a little bit of jute. I'm just going to cut a little bit. We're going to tie a bow around it. And there we are, ready to set on my kitchen counter. I have this other table in the corner of my back porch, and my husband brought me home a cast iron pot last summer. Now, you can see how damaged and rusted it is. I was intending on trying to rejuvenate that, and so I just set it out here on the back porch before I could get to that. However, I started noticing that the birds were getting in it because it had rained a little bit. It filled with some water. The birds were getting in that, using it as a bird bath, and it was just so nice to watch. Well, I've decided to kind of leave it that way. So you can see how dirty it is. We're just gonna fix up this area a little bit, and it needs to be cleaned, and then put some other things out here. The table is all cleaned off and it's all ready to be decorated. I do want to remind you that if you are cleaning stuff off that's around bird droppings or whatever, be extra careful because those can carry diseases. If you have gloves, put those on when you're cleaning. All right, so I'm just gonna start, after I cleaned, I just kind of looked around the house for some stuff. And I just found this little dish towel. Just kind of putting that in the middle. Now, I don't have a roof on my porch, so I have to be conscious of things that I don't mind being, you know, beaten by the weather. There's our bird bath. I rinsed it off. And I found this item in the garage. So I think it's for a plant. It's like a plant stand. And then I have this. I'm going to pair these. That's going to be for our bird feed. And then I've just got a couple more little things to sit around. I don't know if I'll put this or not. I think it maybe there. I might just that. I was gonna add an extra basket, but I don't think I'm going to. All right, clean water. And bird seed. I don't have an actual bird feeder, but we literally sprinkled some of this along the porch rail the other night, and they ate it up. It's a fruit, nut, and berry mix for the birds. So here we go. Here's their buffet bar. That's plenty. And that's it. So what do you all think? Should I add anything else, or is that good? That's pretty much a buffet. That's food and drink and bath right there. I think it looks cute for no spend. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope I have helped you out with some tips to beat frugal frustration and boredom, beat frugal burnout, and that you can use those tips. I also hope you enjoyed seeing my flowers and the redo that I did on my birds' dining area, and I hope the birds enjoy it too. If you liked the video, please go down and give me a big thumbs up. And also, if you're not a member of the Classy Frugality family, if you would just hit that subscribe button down in the corner, I would be very grateful to you. Until I see you again, have a blessed day.